All right, welcome into another special edition episode of the Lab presented by Wolverine. Head over to wolverine.com. You can get some sweet gear like this. Nice flannel. It's the flannel season. You can also see the campaign. A bunch of guys. I saw Donovan Edwards. I saw Colston Loveland. And I saw yours truly right here, the man, Will Johnson. You were doing a photo shoot, right? A little modeling on the side with Wolverine. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I got to be a part of that. It was actually a really cool experience.
Nice. And go ahead.
Oh, I was saying we got to be with some workers, and kind of learn their story and learn, that blue collar mentality and how they carry themselves and things like that. So it was cool to get the different dynamic, different perspective.
Yeah, it turned out right. It turned out great, man. Like the photo shoots, and they're on social media. They're on the page. Everyone's collabing with Wolverine, and you guys can check that out on the Champion Circle page. It looks great. Another thing, as you're a stylish guy, got to talk about the turnover buffs. They have been active this season in a big time interception pick six last weekend. First off, just for the people that are hyped up hearing that, tell them where they can get these turnover buffs, and then we'll talk about kind of the interception and the gameplay.
Yeah, you can go get those on my website, will2johnson.com. Got a lot of different stuff on there. Got some merch, got some glasses, some signed
You got
football.
more than turnover buffs.
Yeah, we got a lot of different things on there, so feel free to go check it out.
I want to just get right into it, man. Watching you trigger on that, and then I look at the sideline, and there's Miller Moss talking to Lincoln Riley, and it looked like Miller Moss couldn't even believe how fast that happened. Can you kind of just take us through the play a little bit? Like when they break the huddle, are you anticipating that? Because there was a go ball running right at you. So I think Miller was thinking you're just going to run off. Someone has to take the go. What's your mindset on a play like that?
Really just to go make a play. I mean, obviously it's a lot of different things you can do in that situation, but kind of just getting the feel throughout the game and different things they ran and just really just instincts going to make the play. I can say it was a bunch of film study and a bunch of different things, but just taking that risk and going to make the play, that's really all it was.
This is what I was curious about, right? Because yes, film study, okay, yeah, it's your meetings and your preparation, but teams run similar plays throughout the game. Had they run something like this where you were thinking on the sidelines, man, if they run this again and we're in this coverage, I'm triggering on that?
Yeah, they actually had banged a seam ball to Branch earlier in the game, and I think it was on third down too. And I kind of just knew like that's their go-to guy. They're trying to get to the sticks. So, yeah, I just went and made that play.
Do you get freedom there with Wink at all? Like, is that does he give you freedom within the calls to kind of say, all right, man, trigger on this one, or how much fluidity do you have with Coach?
Yeah, he definitely lets us go out there and play our game, let us play freely. He calls it freely, calls it however he feels. So he has all the confidence in us, and they just let us go out there and play and make plays.
You ever think about how crazy it is? I mean, I know you know the stats. You got 3 interceptions returned for a touchdown. You got 3 pick sixes, but they say you've only given up 2 touchdowns. Like, you think about that at all, man? That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't know those 2 touchdowns I gave up, but yeah, it's definitely
it's less than the stats are lying.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's definitely a blessing. God's blessed me with a lot of opportunity, and definitely been able to take advantage of it. And I'm really just in the mindset to keep stacking and keep growing the rest of the year, and hopefully keep adding to that number.
Right. I was shocked when I was calling the Arkansas State game. Like, they were really, like, even Fresno State, like, teams have thrown the ball your way. Were you expecting going into the season teams just weren't going to throw your way? I've been shocked to see them even try to test you out there. I mean, it's good for you, right? You're going to make the plays, but how different is that than what you thought going into the season?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always says they're not going to go my way, but my mentality is just to be ready, be as ready as I can be as prepared as I can be, and go out there and still make plays for my team. I mean, those type of situations, I mean, it's definitely a momentum changer, putting points on the board.
Yeah.
Those are huge for us. So any way I can help the team win, that's really all I'm worried about. That's my mindset. So, I mean, yeah, it was coaches on the USC team telling me, oh, they're not coming my way this game.
Yeah.
Texas didn't come my way. Fresno,
Right.
they taught me a lot. So, I mean, it all depends. And Just got to be ready when my number's called.
Right, you got to stay ready. In a game like that, you know, because on offense, the crowd's quiet. You know, when I'm playing and I'm at home, you know, the crowd's quiet. But when you're on the defensive side of the ball, like the crowd is juiced up on third downs, and you can just feel the pressure and the excitement. It was a stripe out in the stadium. Like, man, the air felt literally charged in the stadium last weekend. What's it like on those third downs? Like, are you fully aware of the crowd? Like, can you kind of just give us like a behind the curtains look of what it's like as a player, as Will Johnson, you know, when it's third down, key situation in the game, kind of where's your heart at? Where's your spirit at? What's going through your mind in those big moments?
It's definitely a crazy environment. I mean, it's a lot of different things going through my mind. I'm thinking about what the offense might give me. I'm trying to communicate with my teammates on the play call, trying to let them know, like, trying to make them see the same thing I'm seeing, let them know what might be coming. Then it's like early on in the play clock, it's loud. But then the later it gets in the play clock, it gets louder and louder and louder.
Yeah.
So you just feel that on the field too. And yeah, I mean, it definitely gives you a little more juice and a little more pumped up for that play. You know, knowing everybody's behind you and the crowd's behind you. But yeah, it's tough to communicate. That's the hard part because we're
Yeah.
trying to communicate with each other and it's moving fast. But yeah, we love it. I mean, wouldn't want it any other way.
How loud does it get when you make that pick six? And then how loud does it get when you cross the goal line down there?
Yeah, and that point, I'm just zoning. I'm zoned out. I don't know. I don't know how loud it is. I'm just turning up. Honestly, I was telling somebody like the after you score and after you get that interception, the hardest part is the celebration. I mean, you get so
Right.
tired. You get so tired celebrating and running through all your teammates, smacking you on the helmet, trying to celebrate with you and all that. So that's honestly the most tiring part about it.
That's why you just got to put on the turnover buffs that you can get at will2johnson.com, right? I got that right?
Exactly. Yep.
What'd you say to KG after the game? Because KG, man, if I saw him run versus Penn State last year, he's got the wheels. He almost had him a fumble recovery for a touchdown, but he got hawked down. Were you guys messing with him on Sunday in the film session?
Yeah, it was tough because we all thought he was about to slide. We thought he was about to take it to the crib.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was really just telling them, just tuck the ball, bolt the ball. That's what we say. We tell them to bolt the ball, and yeah, just make sure we get that. Just go down. I mean, obviously that's what the coaching behind it, but I know how he was feeling in the moment. He's wanted to make a play, so I feel
Yeah.
it. But hey, thankfully it all worked out, and we still got the win. But yeah, it was definitely messing with him all the time.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to you can make the corrections after a win a little bit easier, you know. And
Right.
honestly, that was a heck of a play by the USC dude
Yeah.
to come out there and rip it out. You know, I was curious, man. You know, when you look at the development and like last year, you had Mikey Sainer still as the veteran in your room, and now really you're the vet, and you got the next guys coming up like a Zeke Berry, like a Jair Hill, Jaden McBurrows, Amir Hall. It felt like those guys played their best game. Zeke Berry starting to play with some confidence. I saw some great emotion out of Jair Hill. What have you seen from the rest of the guys in your corner room?
Yeah, those guys are definitely, like you said, getting a lot more comfortable, getting that experience underneath their belts. Nothing like experience of just playing in those type of games and getting comfortable on the field. You can only practice so much, and that game time experience that it moves a little different. So the more experience you get with that, the more confidence you have. And like you said, you can tell they had that juice, they had that, they're ready to go, and they're attacking it with a different mindset now, and they're only going to keep getting better. So I'm excited to see them keep making plays and keep gaining their confidence.
Big shout out to our sponsor, Wolverine, as there is a new collab with Wolverine and U of M football players, guys like Colston Loveland, Alex Orgy, Donovan Edwards, Mason Graham, all your favorite players, basically. You can head over, you can see it all over social media. These guys doing photo shoots. What can't they do? Modeling the new clothes in new gear. I'm wearing the flannel, as you guys know. It's fall. Got to wear flannels. But there is a new special edition Michigan branded Wolverine work boot. It's beautiful for the fall. Actually, would go really well with this flannel. So basically, if you guys want to shop this collection, shop the new work boots, shop the new collab between Alex Orgy, Mason Graham, Colston Loveland, all these guys, head over to wolverine.com/blue collar. Again, that's wolverine.com/blue collar to shop the collection and learn more about Wolverine's NIL campaign
with hardworking Michigan football players. So
Yeah, and that's to be expected, right? When you're getting these reps, and going into last week, you're playing USC. You know they're going to throw the ball. It's Lincoln Riley. It's Miller Moss, and you guys went out there and played what I thought was your best game the entire season. There was a ton of narratives, and I know like the sports book, there was a lot of people kind of betting against Michigan, and it certainly felt like last week was a turning week for the team, for each unit. Uh, what's that like? Like, when do you guys know? Okay, we're at our best. Like, when you're in the locker room, can you kind of feel it? Like, guys are ready to go. Like, what was it like going into the big house, getting ready to play in that ranked matchup last week?
I would say it really just starts all week. It starts with preparation. Preparation during the week gives you confidence to go out there and play on Saturday. So I think all we were focused on is we're focused on going 1-0 every week. So just that preparation, having that edge through our preparation and that detail. I mean, it showed on Saturday. But I mean, every game we attack it with the same mindset. So I wouldn't say it was any different than any other game. But obviously, when you're on the field and the environment is what it is, it brings a little more juice out of you. But yeah, I think just that preparation throughout the week, and even going into the week after that is really like had that same edge that we had going into the USC game. Don't take anybody lightly, and don't take anything for granted each and every day.
Yeah, and then, as the game goes on, you could kind of just feel it. You could say, "Wait a second, we're on it today. The calls are working."
Right.
D-line balled, man. The D-line balled, and I was curious, for you as a defensive back, kind of, what changes for you knowing you got a D-line like what you do, and those guys were getting home. I think Moss was pressured on like 24 of his 50 plus dropbacks. Like, are you aware of that? Like, what does that do for you in terms of your position in the back end of the defense?
Yeah, like that interception I had. I mean, I know the quarterback's play clock in his head is sped up too. So I know
Yeah.
he's trying to get that ball out fast, and I know where he's trying to go with it. So that allows me to play freely and take those chances because I know even if I don't get there right where I need to, they're gonna be getting there too. So we all play off each other, and that's what makes our defense a great defense.
Yeah, it's beautiful when it comes together. Kind of a fun one for you, man. Just you see the mock drafts. I know you're professional and you're humble and all that great stuff. But I think it'd be fun to ask you. Maybe there's some younger dudes watching that have high goals. Kind of what it's like to know you got a real chance and really are likely to be a first round pick in next year's draft. Do you think about that? Does it cross your mind at all? Obviously you're aware of it, but kind of what's that like, going through this season, knowing that's your future?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, personally, like me and Mason, a lot of other guys talk about it all the time. It's like I kind of hate when people send it to me and send me all these mock drafts and stuff because
Yeah.
I don't really want to. I don't really want to see it too much. I don't really want to be thinking about it too much. I want to just go out there and because as soon as you do something bad, they're gonna be talking down on you and saying you dropped or this and that. So you just
They build you up to take you
yeah,
down
just take
type,
you right
right?
back down. So don't really get into it. Don't really take the highs too high, the lows too low. So yeah, but it's definitely a blessing. I mean, that's a dream to go top five, go number one, whatever it is. I mean, go first round. So I mean, it all without having a great season, that's not gonna happen though. So you
Yeah.
gotta go attack every day with the same mentality, and when that time comes, it'll all work itself out.
What's it been like for, you mentioned guys like Mason, Kenneth, like, Makari, like guys, Derek Moore, shoot, Josiah's been here a few years now, right? You can really go across the entire defense. Kind of what's it been like to grow with these guys, man? There hasn't been a year that you've been on campus where, I remember seeing you in the parking lot before the 2022 Big Ten championship game, right? And it's been a clean run of dominant Michigan defense. Can you kind of just talk about the standard? It's become an expectation. Like, I don't know. I can't picture it any other way than you guys going out there and playing dominant defensive football every single week. Can you kind of just talk about the standard there in the defensive room?
Yeah, I think the standard for us is complete dominance. I mean, and excellence in detail and precision in everything we do. And that's been instilled in us the last few years, like you said, and that's really all we know. So I mean, it's some things we had to work through this year to kind of get everybody on that same page with new people and new players and a lot of young players. So that's something that we had to make sure we got everybody on the same page with. And you definitely can see on the field that it's all starting to come together in the right way and it's all going in the right direction. So yeah, I mean, we're trying to be the most dominant defense we can be and be the best defense in the country. That's our goal every year.
Do you think about the history of the program at all, and knowing? I mean, obviously you're wearing a legendary number there. Do you kind of think about the success the team has had, and does it motivate you anymore? Does it push you a little bit harder at all during the season to say, okay, you're coming off a national title, national title, 15-0 undefeated season last year. Uh, you know, now it's year one with Sharon Moore. Does it push you any differently knowing like, hey, the standard is now back here in Ann Arbor? You weren't there when my first 2 years, we went 7-6, 5-7, and I could tell you it stunk. Do you feel responsible now in year one of Sharon Moore, and as you're getting ready to take on your NFL career? Do you feel responsible to continue to kind of pass this torch and make sure that Michigan never goes back to a 5-7 year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a lot of goals. I have a lot of personal goals. Like you said, the NFL, win another national championship, ending my legacy here the right way. So, and being a leader on this team and leading the young guys. So, when we do leave, we still leave that great impact on them, and they're able to carry this defense to where it should be next year. So, I mean, yeah, that's just the way we go about it. That's the culture of Michigan that we've built here the last few years, and the guys before me have built here, and showed me the way for me to be able to play the way I play and lead the way I lead. So we all give that to each other and pay it forward to each other as we grow and as we learn in the program.
I do. I just think that's why that win was so big last week. From a culture standpoint, you think about some of those Alabama teams when they had their deep dynasty run. Like every single year, there was a reloading of expectations and standard, and it was beautiful to see you guys play to that standard last week of running the football, playing great defense. You making a huge play there in the second half. I just know the Michigan community was smiling in joy experiencing that with you guys. So what about for Sharon, man? And I'll just have a few more for you here. Of course, you guys had won games leading up to this, but that one was different. You're talking about a West Coast premier brand coming all the way out to the big house. Felt like the whole world was expecting USC to win. Did you guys celebrate? Did Sharon get a game ball or anything like that in the locker room? What do you think that win meant for him?
Yeah, it meant a lot for, like you said, him and the program and the culture. I mean, our season was kind of riding on that game, and it still is. I mean, we don't have any room for upset or disappointment. So we're attacking every week with that same mindset. But yeah, that was huge for him. I mean, this is his first year, his first big time win against a team like that, and I feel like that was one of those games that's going to keep us rolling and get us going for the rest of the year. So I'm very glad we got to finish that game the right way.
How about for Alex? And I know, it's been a quarterback battle going back through spring, through camp, and for Alex Orji to come in there, and I know the passing numbers weren't explosive, but the toughness that he played with, the leadership and emotion he showed. What was it like celebrating with Alex getting his first start there back in the locker room?
Yeah, that's one of my best friends, so it felt good to see him out there and see him doing what he does. And he's the guy that's very contagious, and a lot of guys want to rally behind him. So I think that's what brings a lot of guys together too. And you can tell guys were playing for him, and he's very athletic and explosive himself, and he can make plays happen. So to see him go out there and do what he's been waiting to do and what he can do, and he got so much room to improve and so much room to grow, and we all know what he can do and how much better he can get. So I'm excited to see it, and I'm proud of him.
And the faith aspect. I mean, unshakable faith, man. That seems like one of the glues that holds you guys together. Who kind of leads the way there? Like from a community aspect, you guys almost have that unwritten language and understanding from a faith aspect across the locker room. How important is that to what you guys do?
It's everything. I mean, we're nothing without God, and we're nothing without glorifying Him, and that's why we do it. We want to glorify Him in everything we do. And Alex does a good job of speaking on that in the public, and so does Donovan. We got a great passer and Pastor Robbie. So we got a lot of great leaders and a lot of great faith-driven guys on this team. And that's what our main goal is to just glorify God in everything we do.
Man, it's been beautiful to watch. You know, that I know that's been a big change even for the past 3 or 4 years to see you guys growth, of course, on the field, but in the classroom as human beings, what you do for the community, it's been phenomenal to watch. It makes me proud as a former player. I know our viewers are very appreciative for the hard work you guys, put out every single week, and the results have followed. So I know we've been trying to get you on for a little bit, man. You're busy, super busy. So to take 20 minutes for us this week, really, really appreciate it, brother. I just wish you the best this weekend. Stay healthy. Have a great rest of the season. And thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll be back anytime.
Head over to will2johnson.com, baby. Get you some turnover buffs. Hopefully we can all see him again this weekend. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.